Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Independence Update, where we highlight yesterday and tomorrow today. I'm your host, Kevin Neal Smith. Let's dive in. On Tuesday, September 5th, the Township Board of Trustees held a regular meeting. They began the meeting with a presentation on the hunting boundaries map, where the township heard comment from the public on the proposed changes. The hunting boundaries map will go back to committee for further refinement and will come back to the board at a future date. There was also a presentation on the township's financial investments. The township board had budget sessions for multiple departments to outline the upcoming budget year. All budget proposals will come back to the board at a future date for approval. In regular business, the board approved an amendment to the tax sharing agreement for the Sashabaw Road Corridor Improvement Authority. The next Township Board of Trustees meeting will be on September 19th at 6 p.m. On September 6th, the Zoning Board of Appeals held a regular meeting. They heard 2 returning cases and 2 new cases, all 4 of which were approved. On September 14th, the Township Planning Commission meeting has been canceled. There will be a Video Center Administrative Board meeting on September 20th, so mark your calendars. There was a Board of Education meeting on August 28th, as well as a Village of Clarkston City Council meeting. In regular business, the City Council had a discussion on parking and approved the purchase of a parking kiosk for the Washington and Main parking lot. The council is still working out details, but we will keep you posted on that as new information becomes available. Now remember, all tapings of government meetings can be found at our website, independencetelevision.com. On September 8th, Clarkston High School held its Game for a Cure football game. We were there and we will be airing the game on channels 10 and 22. We also had a chance to catch up with Coach KR and some of his student athletes about kicking off their season at the Big House, August 25th, and we have a video we would like to share with you now.
To play at the Big House for these kids, last year Lloyd Carr came and talked to him about it, and he said, you're walking on hallowed grounds, and he talked about all the great athletes and all the great coaches that have been on that field. It made your skin crawl. Whether you're a Michigan fan or not, it's just a great place for the kids to play, great experience for them.
Not many people can say that they played at the Big House, and it's such an awesome opportunity. This being my second year, it's a surreal thing coming down that tunnel and running out on that field.
Playing at the Big House was amazing last year, just especially going in there, all the rich tradition that's there. It's awesome walking the halls and seeing all the names of all the players.
It's really an unreal feeling. Coming down to the tunnel, being all dark, all of a sudden opening up to the Big House, everyone being there. I mean, warming up on the field. I couldn't even feel my legs last year. It was a whole nother world.
We ask our kids to live by 3 simple rules, and it's not something that we came up with. We got this from Coach Holtz when he was at Notre Dame, and it involves doing the right thing. Be the best you can be, and then probably the most important one with the way the world is now is treat others the way you want to be treated. We tell the kids, you take those 3 simple rules and apply them to your life the rest of the way out, you're probably going to do okay.
All these coaches out here are like our second dads. You get close to a lot of them, especially after you've been here for a couple years. This being my senior year, I've been with these guys for a couple years now. So I mean, you learn a lot. Discipline and leadership skills, and how to work with other people, and how to fight back from adversity is a big one, and working together with people to accomplish a goal.
The coaching here is obviously amazing. Biggest life lesson I think they've taught me is just hard work. From the off season to the season, always being here, always being dedicated, putting all the hours in, doing everything and not quitting. So just always working hard and doing what you're supposed to be doing.
A lot of athletics, especially football, have taught me nothing lasts forever. You really got to enjoy what you're doing out here. Not only that, hard work, dedication, and really fighting adversity, getting over things that seem like you can't topple.
Coming out here every single day with these guys, it's a dream come true, and I'm so blessed to be out here.
I love all the family feelings.
Making the friendships you make here last a lifetime.
Coming out here every day with all your buddies and playing the sport you love is just awesome. There's nothing like it.
You can expect hard work from the Clarkston Wolves this year. We won't give up. We'll keep fighting until the end, and with that mentality, we shouldn't lose.
DTE Music Theater will be holding its next concert on September 23rd, and they will be holding their last concert of the year on Thursday, September 28th. As a reminder, on October 1st, Taste of Clarkston will be happening in downtown Clarkston. This is a great event for all ages and all taste buds. We have a short video about what's new this year, and we would like to share that with you now.
So what's new at Taste of Clarkston this year? We have a mini petting zoo coming in. We'll have 2 ponies there, and we're actually going to have that as part of our expanded kids zone. Clarkston Cultural Arts is bringing us a DIA Away mobile art exhibit. So this thing is huge. It's a mobile art trailer, and you can actually go inside and view art in the trailer, so we're really excited to have that. And then we even have some new restaurants coming in this year. We have the Fed, Leo's Coney Islands, and Planet Sub. In addition, we will also be having Honcho and Outback Steakhouse. So we're really excited to kind of have those different restaurants coming in and bringing different food items for the community to try.
As always, if you are looking for more events happening around town, make sure you check out www.clarkstoncalendar.org. Clarkston recently began a new community initiative called Clarkston for Life. I sat down with Superintendent Rod Rock to discuss the initiative further. Here's a look. I'm joined today in studio with the Clarkston Community School District Superintendent, Dr. Rod Rock.
Hello.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about this initiative. How did it come to be?
Well, I've had several conversations with people around the community regarding our youngest children and our teenagers all the way up through our older adults, and just seeing commonalities and the types of struggles that people have with social, emotional, and depression, anxiety, those kinds of things, how much more prevalent that's becoming. And then knowing that there's really solid research about how we can prevent that or build resilience in our citizens to help them overcome challenges in life. So knowing that that research exists, I just want to do the best I can for everybody who lives here, and then thinking about what we can do as a community to make it true. So that's how it came to be.
Awesome. So speaking of resilience, what are some of the things we can do to help our children build resilience?
Well, I think it's really important what we model as adults, whether it's parents or neighbors, teachers, people in church or other community groups, the way we talk to ourselves when we struggle, you know, the things that we say to ourselves. Do we talk about it in a permanent way, like I made this mistake, so it must mean that I can't do anything right, and this is really personal to me when I make a mistake. You know, I'm stupid and I just don't get things right and I have bad luck. That's one way to talk to yourself, and then kids notice that and they hear that, and then they'll pick up on those kinds of ideas. So being resilient means that when you face a challenge, you don't see it as totally overwhelming or defining you, but something that you can overcome, something that may be in the moment. That means you might have strengths in other ways. So just modeling and paying attention to the way kids talk and asking them, are you sure that's the case? You know, just because you made this mistake, is that always true? That, you know, if you missed a free throw or struck out, does that mean you're terrible at everything in life, or is this just a moment? And just so I think the more we can model that, the more we can help kids think through things about the causes of things that happen in their lives, then I think the more resilient our children will become.
That's awesome. And this initiative is really great. And I mentioned some of the goals at the start there. Are there any additional goals that I might not have mentioned that are attached with Clarkston for Life?
Well, I think one thing that we talk about is we really want our kids to understand what we're trying to do. So we all have brains and minds and hearts and bodies, and they interact. So if something bad happens to us, something negative, if we have abuse or neglect in childhood, those can result in long-term negative effects later in life, such as heart disease, cancer, shorter lifespan, even if you live a high-quality life and exercise and eat right. So I think if kids know that there's a connection between your mind and your body, the quality of your life, that relationships are really vitally important to health and resilience, that knowing about your health and how to take care of yourself, how you think, how you eat, how much you sleep, the kind of relationships that you have. Those also relate to academic outcomes, as you've said in the introduction. So I think the more that our kids can learn about themselves and how the body works and how the mind works and how they interact and how important it is not only to take care of yourself physically but mentally and socially to have positive relationships, then I think the better off they'll be.
Absolutely. So it's my understanding that the idea is to hopefully have a structure in place within like 5 years.
Yes.
How are you guys going about that?
Well, we have partnerships with Easter Seals. Brent Worth is a parent in our community, and he's the president of Michigan Easter Seals, and we've had meetings with him to talk about bringing some counselors into our schools to work with families and children, not just during the school day, but after school, maybe on weekends to do some group counseling and things. We're also talking with local physicians about setting up times in our schools where parents could come in, or staff, students, when there's a physical need or something to be looked at. And we're talking with churches and volunteer groups, civic organizations, our Chamber of Commerce, Parks and Recreation. And we're trying to help everybody understand what this is and how we can make sure that there are structures in place for kids, and families, older adults, all of us, so that if you stumble and fall, there's a place where you can go to get help. And we want to make it available to everyone. And we feel like if that's what we believe is a purpose of our community, then there's enough resources here that we can really make it happen.
That's awesome. Now, it's pretty obvious that you're very passionate about this. Why is something like this so important to a community?
Well, I think sometimes very often we think about schools and we measure kids academically, and we read things in the newspaper and in different places, hear things on the radio and on TV about academic success and comparisons between schools. We really have a very, very narrow definition of success. It means a certain ACT or SAT score, a certain grade point average, and we don't necessarily consider other aspects of children's lives where they might be successful or have passions. So we don't think about the relationship between something you might love to do and how much motivation you have for that. Or if you can be highly motivated in one area of your life and then come to school and not be so highly motivated, we might say, well, this child is lazy or just doesn't care, when in fact there's other ways that the child is highly motivated and engaged. So and to know that affects the health long-term of people, I just don't think there's anything better that we could do for a child than to have them have a high-quality life from birth all the way through, to be a good citizen, a good mom or dad, a good person, a positive contributor, to think positive thoughts, to be a good friend. There's nothing more important, and I want the very best for our children, for our community, so I'm going to try to do everything I can to make that happen.
Yeah, as I said, it's an amazing initiative. I really love the fact that you guys are doing this. This is so awesome. How might somebody get involved with this initiative, somebody from the community?
Yes, well, we've had some book studies at the Clarkston Independent District Library, and we're going to continue that, so there'll be more information. We have our Clarkston for Life Facebook page. There's a lot of information there. We're going to continue to have community gatherings where we talk about this and help to learn about it and have ways where people can connect and volunteer and share. We're going to try to have discussions with lots of different groups like the Chamber of Commerce and civic organizations and people around town. Same thing in our schools. So we've had many people reach out from hospitals and different places and say they want to get involved. And so we're anxious to have people connect and to either be part of a discussion, to lead a discussion, or to say, hey, our organization can do this and we'd like to be involved. So over a long period of time, we just have more people who will reach out and make it really, really strong.
That's really cool that people are already getting
Yes.
on board.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. So thanks again for sitting with us today. As Rod mentioned, you can get more information about Clarkston for Life by looking them up on Facebook. And we hope you enjoyed this conversation, and we'll see you next time. We're just about out of time this episode, but before we go, we've got another Fast Five. And we're off. The DTE will be hosting its final concert with Sammy Hagar and The Circle on September 28th. Independence Township will be participating in a No Has collection event at OCC Highlands Lake campus on September 16th. The annual Davisburg Heritage Festival will be happening on September 23rd. The Clarkston Village Players Theater will be presenting The Underpants, a hilarious satire adapted from a classic Carl Sternheim play. This is a comedy that is funny on many different levels. Performances will be on September 14th, 15th, and 16th. And finally, the Clarkston Independence District Library will be hosting Maker Madness on September 25th at 4:30 p.m. As always, if you are looking to catch any shows, you can tune into Channel 10 or on our YouTube page under Independence Television. You can also follow us on Facebook under Independence Television to stay up to date with all the things we have happening. Here at ITV, we are always looking for new show producers, so if you have a show idea or an event you would like us to cover, please email us at update@independencetelevision.com. You can also call us at 248-623-3661. Before we go, we would like to say that our thoughts are with everyone and anyone affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Please stay safe. In an episode coming up soon, we'll be sharing a video about how Clarkston Community Schools have been helping aid in their relief. And so until then, we say thank you for watching and have a good day.